Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Airbrushing a Space Marine. Let's take a look at the products we are using in today's video. So they're the products we're using, guys. We're doing a small portrait and we're going to be using the new serenair airbrush compressor, the mini tabletop airbrush compressor. We're going to give it a run. This piece should probably take about an hour to 2 hours, so it's a good test for this mini compressor. The brush we're using today is the new Harder and Steenbeck Ultra 2024 with the upgrade. Now I'll leave the links in the description to the upgrade that you can do. We've got the Evo trigger in it, Evo spring and the Evo prong cap front end, so it's really changed this brush so you can get some really good detail down, and we're still using the original 045. Paints, we're using a mixed bag as you've seen in that little clip. We've got some FW inks, we've got some golden, and we've got some gold because it's a little bit like a gold colour in this. We've got an artist brush, a Posca paint pen, and we have projected the image up, penciled it out, and you can see a dark piece here. This is masking, so I've literally cut round with a scalpel on some Frisket mask, and we're going to do the background first. Just going to black the background off so you see it like here, and then we can remove the inner, and then we can just start to paint it. Because it's solid black background, if you overspray past the actual piece you're doing, you can just go back in with your shield, place it on and re-black the background, so you're not going to worry about overspill going out onto your exterior piece. You can just mask it out, and you can do that both ways. If you're working and you wanted a white background and then the Space Marine painted there, you could use the outer masking to cover up your outer like that, and then just paint the inner, and then when you remove it you've got a white background. So either way, you can do a colourful background or you can have it plain white, entirely up to you. We've got my set of shields which I'm going to be using to do the intricate pieces, and I'm just going to mix the colours up on the fly. I've never painted a miniature before, so I'm just going from an image that I've got here, so I'm going to sort of do it like that but give it a little bit more sort of realism into it and a bit more tweaks here and there. So enjoy the video, we'll move in closer and we'll just chat and we'll just paint it. And it's basically a test for this little airbrush compressor, just to see how it performs when you're sort of working not on an actual miniature, which is sort of that big. You're working on something this big where you're a bit longer on the trigger, and we'll just see how it performs. So enjoy the video, let's move in closer and crack on. Right guys, we've got the brush set up. We're running 21 on the compressor, and I've got some golden high flow black, so we're just going to see how this drops down. I'm just going to black the background off. So I'm backing off around 4 or 5 inches and doing sort of minimal trigger to put the amount of paint down that I want to put down. So you can hear the compressor kicking in, and that's because I'm permanently on the trigger. And this is like a test for it because you are on that trigger on something a little bit bigger. I'm just building it up. Got to be careful with sometimes when you mask over paper, if it's a bit too sticky, it will pull it. So just darkening it off. I think that will do for now. We can always add to that because we've got this inner mask on. Just give that a little clean through. Bubble back, pinch to the front and just bubble up. That's the beauty of changing the Ultra over to the prong cap. It really is, because you can instantly bubble back, and you can't do that with the Ultra from original. And you can get closer in as well because you can see your needle. So we'll demask it, this piece, like that. So that's going to be that nice sharp to work from now. And if, like I say, you've not got to worry about any of your blues or colours blowing into this, because if it does, you can just place this back on and then re-black your background. And these you can just stick to the side on your board. I've got the outer mask as well. So we're good to go. We're going to work on this now. We're just going to work in some blue tones on this, and we'll just build it up. And I'll paint it out sort of eye paint. Miniature painters will probably paint a totally different way, because you use a lot of the time you're using like an artist brush going in. You'll be using your airbrush for doing your primers, your base coats, you can do your highlights, but you wouldn't use the airbrush for everything on a miniature because they're really, really tiny. So we're going to try and use the airbrush as much as we can on this piece, but we've got the bonus of using Posca paint pen and an artist brush just to get some real sharp highlights in. Right guys, what I've done is I've mixed a light blue up, just gone for a real light blue, and I've dropped a little bit of indigo in it. And we're going to go from that blue. I've mixed up quite a bit in the pot, and I'm just going to tone this down and make this darker where I need it and lighter where I need it. We're going to go in light first and just sort of sketch out all the bits in the blue. Excuse the noise because it's raining. It's probably bouncing off the roof of the studio. So test your brush to the side, just pull it through. And just make sure it's spraying all right. And we're just going to go in and just freehand all this in. Let me get the old glasses on because I can't see. As I say, you've not got to worry about going over the outer edge, because you've got your mask that you can put on. On and off the trigger. If you go down light with this, you can build it up to what you want. Like that. So I think this is a good one for the miniature painters to have a go at, because it'll get your trigger control down a lot more doing something like this. It's always good to get your airbrush trigger control dialed in. So just working it nice and light. Backing off with the brush. I've took the sleeve settings off the Ultra because I always tend to, when I hold it, my thumb catches it and it just slightly moves from full trigger and starts to go into one of the settings, and then it stops the trigger going back when I'm using full trigger. So I've just taken it off and it gives you that luxury of moving all the way back. Sleeker here, smoother. It just makes it feel like another different brush. So I'm going on to the black, it doesn't matter. And just sort of all freehand at the minute. We can start sharpening bits up a little bit later. Start to get the shields out now. Like that. So the compressor, noise-wise, yeah, it's in the background. You can hear it. If I wasn't filming, I'd have the radio on, so it'd probably block out a lot of that. And I said that in yesterday's video, that it would block out quite a bit. But yeah, you can hear it. It's one of them. Probably can sound a bit annoying after a while when you're sort of just, you're painting with it for hours on end. A little bit there. Working off the shield, backing off. I'm permanently staying with this around 3 inches off the paper. More here. Excuse the noise of the compressor. This is the trouble when you're doing like something like this. You're going to have that in the background, so it's not one for me for filming with. This is where I'd like the normal compressor linked up. You've not got that buzz, buzz, buzz. And that's why I don't have the small compressors in the studio, because they are noisy and it just gets aggravating after a while. It's like I want to put the 10-foot airline on this and stick that in the other room and close the door, because it can just get a little bit on your nerves. But it's what you get used to, because I'm used to the big compressor. Because I'm working with just one colour, you can put it down like a transparent and then you can just build it up. So yeah, what do you think to the noise of the compressor? Drop your comments. Could you put up with it? I just have the radio cranked up, drown it out. Imagine a classroom full of these going. Yeah. Right, that'll do for that pass of blue. I'm now going to go in with some Payne's grey. I'm just going to go straight in with that. Give it a little back bubble mix up. And then just line out where we need some of these lines to be. Working, mate. See, I'm just working very lightly. Yeah. For me, these are a little bit noisy, even though it's 35 decibel. It's just, especially when you're trying to film and talk, you've got this buzzing in the background. Sounds like you're at the dentist. But it's doing the job. It's getting it down. Right. I've just felt the compressor, and she's warming up. She's warming up. A little bit of separation on that. Do some little textures around this bottom part of the foot. Just roll that in a little bit darker there. And here. Get some more darks in here. Gonna do a little bit of burnt umber and just do some dirt. And here, a little bit of rusting. Tell you what we are producing now. A lot of water in this airline. I think that's because it's getting warm, guys, this compressor. So it's starting to spit water out the airline. So I would advise to put a water trap just here. I can just see it going, spitting the water through. So you're going to get that because it's not got a built-in water trap on it. So pick yourselves up a water trap and you'll be all right. but I will get a trap on this in a minute because I'm going to want to change the colour up. So just pause you and we'll put a water trap on. Right, we've fitted a water trap. Eye water to the rescue. That was off the yeah. Right, we should. Well, it's still doing it. So just pulling through. That's better. It's pulling through now. Yeah, it's warming up. Right, we'll give that a little clean through and we'll drop another colour in, and we're going to drop that little bit of red in the eyes. And did you see that then? Water. So that's got a water trap on it. And we are still. And this is what you don't want, especially when you're doing something as detailed as this. It's just done it again, water. So you will get problems with this, guys. If you are running it for long periods of time, you are going to get another bit of water coming out. Yeah, you don't want that happening when you're working on something really, really detailed. So, yeah, you don't like it. It's just done it again, spitting water. So, this is the test that you need to be doing, you know. I did one yesterday where I'm going like this. Yeah, it sprays, it's great. And then when you come in to do something like this, you don't want water coming through your line. Drop that little bit of red in the eyes. Right, we've got the red in. I'm just going to persevere with it and see how we get on. A little bit on this gun. Nice, spitting water still. I think we've got black in that. Well, it's like a dark grey, so we'll mix the cool grey and we'll drop a couple of drops of black in it. And we'll just start to get the shield, let's get some of these edges sharpened up. A bit here. Find the shapes in. Right, we'll get some. We'll get a bit of red in again. We've got a little bit of red to do on the front of that scope. Here you go. artist brush and a little bit of this gold. Start to put this in. Burnt umber, shield, just going to put some right, let's get a little bit of a Posca on the go. Darks here. Just set these creases in a bit. A bit more of this. Right, we'll get the mask and we'll drop the mask back over it and pray that it doesn't overspill anymore. And that's gone down not very flat. Let's get this lined up a bit better. That's about there. Right, we'll get some black. And we're going to black the outer. A little bit of black there. Around the outside. And I might put a glow around him like a darken that background off. Like that, and just building a little bit of this white up around him. Like that. Clean that out. We'll have a look at that, just demasking. You can keep doing this, you can take the masking off and have a look at what it's looking like underneath. And that's pulling the paint. You see the paint that's pulling away on there? That'll do. Got that bit. We'll go back in with the Posca and just pop a few of these out. Over here. Do a little edge down there. Just edge them. Like that. I am going to call that one done, guys. Space Marine done. Right, guys, we got it down. My first sort of painted Space Marine looks quite good from the original. You've got like it's like a cartoony piece, then you've got like a little bit more textures and realism in this one. Now it's all about basically this and painting with the Serenair for, I don't know how long this video is, but it's now water. You can feel the heat on it, yeah. And we did get water coming up the line because I could see it when I was doing the test to the side. I could see it pulse and spit a bit of water. It was just blowing water out. And I moved to the edge. I could see clear coming through on the air, spitting. So then I fitted a water trap to it. Kept spitting for a bit, and then it sort of cleared up. And then a little bit later on, I just started painting. And it was sort of clearing it up. So I would advise you to put a water trap on. If you're using this compressor for what I've basically just done and painted a miniature, and you're on the trigger for quite a bit and it's running for quite a bit. But it does get warm. It's just a test of time with these things. You've just got to keep, I'm just going to keep testing it for you guys on the channel. See how it goes. Definitely have a water trap on it. Running at 21 was fine. I mean, this is a small piece here. This is probably about 100mm wide by about 140, 150 on that piece. And it did it, you know. If you can put up with the noise next to it, I know it's only 30, it says low like 35 dB, but when you're in a room on your own with nothing else going on and you're filming, you could hear it. And I'm so used to just having the main compressor outside and no noise, and you can concentrate more without a noise, interfering noise in the background of a compressor kicking in, kicking out. Even with the small silent ones, you'll hear it go tss, build up tss, and keep doing that. It's because I'm so used to having the compressor out the way and no noise, and you can just get full focus on what you're doing. But it did the job. So I will do more tests on it. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll leave links in the description to this, the Ultra. If you wanted to do the upgrade on the Ultra, you can get the bits from this website. But so far, sort of so good. We've come across one of the hurdles by testing it with the water. Again, when it's warming up, you're sucking air in out the studio into this, and it ended up at 19 degrees in here. So it's not mega hot room temperature, but compressors will draw in the air that's in your room to pump through. So it was getting a little bit warm, and with the heat of this running as well, it's going to create heat, so it's going to create moisture when it's sucking in that air. It'll just warm the air up and bring it up your airline, and that's why we had to drop that on. So dropping one of these here, I mean, you could drop this coming out the compressor. If you don't like these on the brush, I don't like these on the brush. You could screw that to the outlet on the compressor and then put your airline on it that way, and you could run it that way if you wanted. As long as you got it'd probably do better there as well because it's closer to the compressor and it's catching the water straight away. Once you're finished with this, I would turn it off, take your airline out, unscrew it and hang your airline up. Just clip it upright, hanging down. So if there's any moisture in it, it'll just drain out. But I've got a quick connect. Turn that off. Take your quick connect off if you're using a quick connect on your airline, and just hang your airline up like that, just so it dries any moisture out of the line. But the tests needed doing, guys, and that's why I did it today. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Drop your comments. Tell me your thoughts on the Space Marine, and I will see you lot in the next one. Thanks for watching. Cheers, guys.